want to tell you about the dream I had long time ago. You know what a Merkaba is? You can't answer me. A Merkaba is some sort of a spiritual vehicle, if I understand it correctly. I don't know much about it, you know. I only study my own spirit. I don't study spirits about other things. But at least I had a dream about the Merkaba. And in my dream, I created the Merkaba inside of my heart. And when I created the Merkaba, my entire body started to hurt, like it was tearing itself apart in molecules, you know. And I went to this guy in my dream, and he was like the master of all things spiritual in my dream. And he told me, fuck man, you just created a Merkaba and you have no idea what you're doing, dude. It's gonna tear you apart, you know. So now I have to send you to the 4th dimension. So he snapped his fingers. I was like somebody put the bullet through reality. And when everything tore apart, I was standing in my own world. It was the 4th dimension, and everything was created by me, and everything was as real as what this is, what waking life and dreaming life. And I could control everything, you know. I remember standing and singing, but with the vibrations rubbing against each other in the atmosphere around me. So everything was my voice and such things, you know. And there was this energies there, like old energies. That was the only thing that I didn't control, the energy. It was like visitors of spirit, some visiting my realm, you know. And they didn't communicate with speech. They communicated with what I call the old language, like communicating with the tree, you know. Because I lived in the forest for a long time in a cave, not in a cave, in a tent. And I was trying to communicate with the trees, because I could do anything I wanted and nobody thought I was crazy, because I was alone in the forest, so who the freak cares, you know? And I did this thing where I focused on the connection between everything is spirit, and spirit is just spirit, and spirit is what I am, and everything I say when I talk is spirit being interpreted by ego, you know. Fucking love my ego. Everyone should love their ego. That's how you make your ego be your friend, and when your ego is your friend, it's freaking amazing, you know. It's a tool you can use to do. Well, I'm getting off topic. This thing, I went into spirit, and I thought spirit is connected to the tree, so I went into the tree, and I went into the ego of the tree, but the tree doesn't have an ego. So the tree doesn't speak, because ego is what speaks, you know. So I thought, if the tree doesn't speak, but the tree has spirit, I have to use the spirit of the tree and my ego to translate it. And that's how I was speaking to the energies in my 4th dimension dream, you know. I spent 3 years exploring the 4th dimension. Well, I don't know how I know it was 3 years, but it felt like 3 years. And when I woke up, there was no question in my mind that I just lived 3 years in a dream. But after 3 years, I'm walking on a... I don't know how to explain it, but it was like... everything was just hills swimming in hills everywhere. And as I'm walking, I see one of the hills dip down, and when it dips back up, there's a house on it. I hadn't seen a house for 3 years because I didn't create houses. Houses were not interesting to me when I was in that dream. So I thought, this is interesting, not because it's a house, but because I didn't create it. So I went there because, well, I just blinked there, you know. I just thought it was interesting, and I was standing in front of the door, and I open it and I go in. There's this energies sitting on, it's like globes of energies, like 3 of them sitting on something. They're not sitting, I don't know, they're hovering above the something. And I start doing this crazy dance. My head is going like a triangle. I don't know how to explain it, but it feels like maybe you can do it in reality, that dance. Maybe I don't think I can do it, maybe. But you have to be almost, like you have to be on the point of being a superhuman or something, you know, on the point of being supernaturally. I don't want to say that you have to have flexibility. You have to have flexibility, but that's not the only thing. It was, I'll show you sometime if I can make a movie by thinking about a memory and putting cables in my head and putting that dance on the screen, because it's crazy dance. Well, I was doing this dance and I was doing other things, you know. I was controlling the atmosphere while I was dancing, and I was making some things happen. And when I was done with the dance, there was this voice that said, yeah, you're ready. You can go back to the 3rd dimension now. And then I woke up. Taught me nothing, this dream, back then. I was a very different guy back then. I woke up, I turned on the computer and started playing World of Warcraft, because that's what I did back then. But I thought it was fun, at least, that I was dreaming for 3 years. And now I'm dreaming for today, you know. If life is a dream, I think, sometimes, you know, when you dream that you can fly, I mean, every time I dream I can fly, this happens. I dream that I can fly, and there's a feeling in the dream, you know. Sometimes I tense my body up to fly, but there's something other than physical tensing that I'm doing in the dreams when I'm flying. And it feels like this muscle is a real muscle, but it's not in the body, it's in the spirit. So when I wake up, when I dream that I can fly and I wake up, I'm completely convinced that if I'm able to do what I did in the dream, I'm gonna be able to fly when I'm awake. I never managed to do it though. One time I had a dream that I couldn't fly, but I could jump. I could jump so high. And it was a beautiful, I was super happy about it. And super not happy, because what comes up must come down, you know. And I was jumping and I was so happy flying up. And then I lost speed and I realized, oh yeah, I'm going down after this, ain't I? And everything was horrible. Very, very scared I got, and falling and crying, oh no, no. And then I landed. And as soon as I landed, I wanted to jump again. So I jumped again because I wanted to be in the sky. So it was like a mix between a nightmare and a beautiful dream. Well, I like nightmares though, because it's freaking fun to be scared by your dreams. And I almost, yeah, I'm gonna save this story for the next video, or a video in the future. Flippy burba doo.